You ever be walking down the street just minding your business? And boom, the ground decides it's had enough of your nonsense and starts shaking like it's at a rock concert? Yeah, earthquakes. Nature's way of saying, I don't care about your coffee or your carefully stacked shelf of action figures. Welcome to Think Bits, where we break down life's biggest questions with the enthusiasm of a sloth on a Monday. Today we're diving into what causes earthquakes. Spoiler alert, it's not angry underground monsters or bad karma, probably. Alright, let's get this over with. So here's the deal. Earth isn't just one big solid ball. Nope. It's more like a giant rocky Cadbury egg. On the outside, we've got the crust, not pizza crust, sadly. This is Earth's crust, a thin, hard shell that's cracked into a bunch of massive puzzle pieces called tectonic plates. And these plates, they're constantly on the move. Real slow, though like fingernails. Grow faster slow. We're talking centimeters per year. But hey, even a slow train can wreck stuff if it crashes. Now, these plates are basically just chilling, floating around on a hot, gooey layer called the mantle. And sometimes they rub up against each other like awkward strangers in an elevator. This is where things get spicy. There are 3 ways these plates interact. None of them involve friendship. They crash into each other. That's called a convergent boundary. Imagine 2 sumo wrestlers smashing into each other. But instead of flab, it's solid rock. They pull apart. That's a divergent boundary. Like a toxic couple finally calling it quits. They slide past each other. That's a transform boundary, aka the excuse me I'm walking here type. Now when these plates do any of the above, stress starts to build up along the edge, specifically along fault lines. Think of it like bending a glow stick. Everything seems chill until snap all, that built-up energy gets released at once. At sudden release, it's your earthquake. Boom. Earth gets cranky and buildings wobble. Most earthquakes happen along fault lines. Ever heard of the San Andreas Fault? Yeah, that's the VIP club for earthquakes in California. It's where the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate just can't get along. Like exes who still share a bathroom. When the pressure becomes too much, the rocks break, the plates jerk, and all that energy ripples out through the earth in the form of seismic waves. These waves are what shake the ground and make people run out of buildings like it's Black Friday at a TV store. Now the spot underground where the rocks actually snap, it's called the focus of the earthquake. It's a spot directly above it on the surface. That's the epicenter. That's where the party's at. If by party, you mean panic? Chaos? In your grandma's vase doing a backflip off the shelf? Just so you know, earthquakes come in different flavors some. You barely feel like a cat jumping on your bed, and others that, hell. Make you think the planet's trying to shake you off like a bad habit. We measure the strength using something called the Richter scale. It goes from 1 to 10, but anything above a 6 is like, maybe grab a helmet. Fun fact, you can't predict earthquakes? Nope, science is amazing, but it still can't give us an earthquake forecast like 80% chance of ground-shattering doom around 3 p.m. So we just kind of wait and hope the plates keep their drama to themselves. And just to spice things up, sometimes earthquakes trigger aftershocks, which are like the earth saying, oh yeah, and another thing. They're usually smaller, but still annoying. Like a sequel nobody asked for. Also, if you're near the ocean, a big underwater earthquake can cause a tsunami. That's when the sea gets in on the action and says, hey, I want to destroy stuff too. So to some, earthquakes happen when tectonic plates move and stress builds up until the rocks snap. Boom, shaking. Mayhem, and nobody's happy, except seismologists who now have exciting new data to look at. Anyway, next time the earth shakes, just remember it's not mad at you personally. Probably it's just doing its thing, moving plates around like it's redecorating a living room made of lava. That's all for today's trip down Shaky Lane. If you learned something or if you just liked hearing someone explain geology with this much indifference, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to Think Bits, and maybe drop a comment about your most embarrassing earthquake story. Or just say hi. We're not picky. Until next time, stay safe, don't fall into a fault line, and remember, the earth has trust issues, and it shows.